Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, this is a completely impromptu live. I don't have much time. I've got I'm teaching some Spanish shortly. But I thought I'm just going to go on to talk about this case. I've wanted to talk about for a couple of days, just haven't had an opportunity. But I feel like it's going to come to a head quite quickly. And this is the very odd case that's sort of gripping America, which is the abduction of Nancy Guthrie. And there's various reasons why this case is just so batshit crazy and sad and all those things. Is first of all, abduction, of course, is a horrible thing. But also, this lady is elderly. Nancy Guthrie, I think she may be even in her 80s. Let me just check. Why would somebody abduct an 80-year-old woman? Let's see, where's her age? You can never find details just really quick. Yeah, 84 years old, Nancy Guthrie. We'll look at some photos of her in a moment. So that's one of the strange things about this case. Actually, before I start, I'm going to say my thank yous quickly so that I can take the banner off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Special thank you to my members. As always, special thank you to those of you who have sent coffees, bought coffees or sent super stickers for my computer fund. I'm going to sit down and work out all the donations and everything and where I am within the next couple of days, and hopefully won't be long before I get a new computer. Thank you. Thank you to those of you who email me with suggestions for cases or just nice comments. Thank you so much. Let me take the banner off now. Hello, lovely lurkers. Thank you for watching. Hello, replay crew. Don't forget, all of you, leave your comments. What do you think about this really strange case? Now, I can see there's a couple of you in the chat. I'll try and say hello to people as they come in. Hi, Daniel. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Bluebell. So the first reason why this case is so strange is this lady is 84 years old. Why would somebody abduct an 84-year-old woman? I mean, I know that elderly people do get attacked and, robbed and all these kind of things, but this is an abduction. This woman has been forcibly, according to the FBI, or according to leaks, I should say, forcibly ripped from her bed and taken away. And blood has been found. This is a very violent occurrence. And since she was abducted, no ransom note, though there was talk yesterday that a ransom note had been received, but we don't know if it's a genuine one. Because the other thing that is strange about this case, or notable, if you like, about this case, let me share the Wikipedia page and then you'll see a photo of this poor lady. I hope and pray she's okay. She's 84 years old. She's apparently quite infirm. So that's another reason why, she can't have walked away, put it that way. Often, so she's been missing for 4 days now. 4 days. And the other reason why this is notable, if you like, or why there's so much, obviously it's always distressing when somebody's abducted. But this lady, her daughter, or one of her daughters, is a famous journalist. American journalist. She's an anchor. I I think it's for CBS, or she's a television journalist and NBC's Today co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. So her daughter, one of her daughters, is famous in America. So this has led obviously to speculation. Has she been abducted because her daughter is Savannah Guthrie? Has she upset somebody in a political way? But what nutters there are out there. Is it like a revenge for something maybe she said on TV, or is it because people think whoever's kidnapped Nancy thinks that Savannah has money and can pay a ransom? So everything is combining to make this case absolutely baffling. So let's just read what it says on Wikipedia. So the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie is an ongoing missing persons case involving an 84-year-old American woman. Do you know, I just think, imagine getting to the age of 84 through all, I always think this about older people when something happens to them. Imagine getting to 84, getting through all the trials and tribulations that life throws at you. She's probably, experienced bereavement. Who knows? I don't know if she's divorced or what sort. She'll experience. You don't get to 84 when you've had like a pain-free life, where nothing's ever gone wrong. Those trials, and here she is. Just being honest, she's 4 years old. She's approaching, in one way or another, the end of life, or what's supposed to be the golden, where she should be able to relax. She should be able to feel safe in her own home, shouldn't she? And being, ripped out of your bed so violently, there's blood. That's why the police know that she didn't just. Well, there are various reasons why she didn't just walk off on her own. One is she's not capable because she's physically disabled. Another thing, of course, that whenever it's an elderly person that's being talked about, people think maybe it's dementia, because people with dementia can wander off and get lost, can't they? But this is not the case with Nancy. She does not have dementia. She's as sharp as a tack, is what the police officer said in the press conference. So they're confident she has not wandered off on her own. She has been forcibly taken from her own bed. For whatever reason, that's what we don't know. Who would do that? Now, there are a few things, just to let you know, there are a few things emerging. One, that it was a very sort of violent abduction. She has no known cognitive impairments, but she does have mobility limitations, and she requires daily medication that she cannot survive without. And she has now been missing for 4 days. Now, so this is in the Catalina Foothills area near East Skyline Drive and North Campbell Avenue. She was reported missing on February the 1st after a family member became concerned when she did not arrive at church as expected. Now, I just want to... So, the other thing that's concerning, her phone, etc., bag, all still at the house, so she took nothing with her. Now, having said that, I don't know whether all her cards were intact. Did somebody abduct her and take her off to a cash point machine, to get her to take money out? Is money behind this? That's a possibility, isn't it, that somebody's broken there to her house, taken her to a cash point and made her give him their PIN number. Is this a possibility so that they could withdraw cash? What else is a possibility? So, just hang on one sec. Sorry, I might have to change the dogs over in a moment. So, sorry, I'm just getting sidetracked there. So, yeah, at the end of the day, all we know for absolute certain is this poor lady is 84 years old. She's disappeared out of her bed. There's blood outside. Oh, the other thing is the cameras. She did have cameras, security cameras. They've been taken as well. So the security cameras have gone. So, along with Nancy. So, Nancy, the cameras. And as I say, there is blood on the steps. And now the news that I'm hearing this morning is a suspect in this case is her, not the daughter Savannah, who's the NBC reporter or TV anchor. The other sister's husband, or the other daughter's husband, is a suspect. But that is unconfirmed. That I've heard from News Nation, from Ashley Banfield. We've had no official confirmation of that, as far as I know yet. It's likely to be in the family, I think, personally, because first of all, for someone to go to her house, well, it's either someone in the family or someone knew that she lived alone, knew where the cameras were, knew how to get in there or to get her to let them in. It seems likely, doesn't it, that it's somebody who knew Nancy or knew the family. Yeah, and now there are also alleged ransom notes. Let's have a look at them. So yeah, I did see yesterday that TMZ, the sort of Hollywood magazine that sort of American cases. So authorities are investigating alleged ransom notes in the disappearance of US news anchor Savannah Guthrie's mother. And the Pima County Sheriff's Department said it was aware of reports circulating about possible ransom notes, and they were taking all tips and leads very seriously. Now, of course, it may not be that those ransom notes are genuine, cases like this, high profile cases, especially because someone famous is involved, her daughter is famous, they always attract, sometimes anyway, attract false confessions or false ransom notes. That's possible because apparently the Sheriff's Department has not confirmed if the notes were authentic or not. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this little video of Nancy and her daughter Savannah. Share it. It's buffering. You know what the internet's like on this computer. It may not play. Oh, hang on. What's it? So sorry, I'll put it back to the beginning. So this is the sheriff speaking. I watched him in the press conference. He's very sort of transparent, he's like he tries to sort of what's the words I'm looking for? He tries to be as transparent as possible, but we've got to face it, it is an ongoing investigation. He can't give every detail of what's happening. So let's just watch that. Oh, hang on.
They've worked so close with us. They're heartbroken about this, as are we. This is a member of our community. We want her found.
It's very bizarre. This is a very safe neighborhood.
Let me start it again because it didn't come up. So yeah, he said she's been beat up. He said clearly there. I mean, you know, an 84-year-old woman, who would do that? You know, there's a lot of anger there, isn't there? So, wonder if there was some, you know, did the son-in-law, if it is him, because these are just rumours that are going around, is obviously, you know, to attack an 84-year-old woman is pretty low, isn't it?
I believe she was abducted, yes. She didn't walk from there. She didn't go willingly. We don't believe that. The family's just, they've worked so close with us. They're heartbroken about this, as are we. This is a member of our community. We want her found.
It's very bizarre. This is a very safe neighborhood. First thing that comes to my mind is that this probably is not it's going to be a good outcome. It's a tragic situation, or it certainly appears to be so.
Yeah, I have to agree with that lady. Now, also, how often do we hear that, it's a very safe neighbourhood, it's like no neighbourhood is safe, is it really? Or particularly from your own, your people that you know. Most people are harmed by people they know, unfortunately, aren't they? It's very, I think it's 98% or something. It's a really high percentage of people that become victims of violent crime. It is by someone that they know. That is just the facts. So, you know, it may be that this is a safe neighbourhood from burglars and that kind of thing, though she did have cameras all around. But, you know, you're never safe from the wolf that comes to your door, that that you trust. Oh, hello, let them in. You're never safe from those people, are you? So we'll see. I mean, it will transpire. We'll find out sooner or later what's happened. So yeah, that's the picture of her. That's her on the left. That's her daughter Savannah on the right. And as I say, she's a famous. That's the reason I think as well that it is gripping. Apart from the fact it's a really. Oh, hi, old hippie. I was thinking of you when I saw it was Arizona there. I thought, because I know you are in Arizona. Isn't it awful? I can't believe it just keeps occurring to me that to get to 84 years old, and all the trials and tribulations of life, and then to be forcibly ripped from your bed, that they're saying has happened to her, is tragic, isn't it? It's like, I think, well, we'll find out. We'll probably find out quite soon, I think. But if the son-in-law is under suspicion, that makes more sense to me than a robber going in there and taking this lady away. The only reason that you could see that somebody might take her away, but why would they have to take her away, is if it was to take her away to get money out of the bank, or that kind of thing, like to force her to take money out of her account. But they could get the PIN number off her, couldn't they? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't mean to be brutal, but they could. Probably wouldn't take much for her to give the PIN number if they started torturing the poor lady. Or maybe she just wouldn't give the PIN number, and maybe that's why they got angry, and that's why there's blood. So what we have to remember as well is there is blood all over this scene. I'm going to find the video of that. Because Brian Entin, who is another News Nation reporter, he has been to the scene and took some of the home now. They've processed the crime scene. They said right from the beginning they thought it was a crime scene this was not a case of a lady who'd wandered off, on her own account, that she has not got dementia. She has not wandered off because she was confused. She has been taken, she has been taken, and not only taken. So let me just show you this video that I need to make sure that you can see that. Hang on, I have to check everything because yeah, you can see it. So let's go back to it again. I think I've got too many windows open, as usual. So let me open it to there. So you can see the blood outside. That's a lot of blood, isn't it? So it looks to me a lot of blood. Oh, that's forcible entry, isn't it? So it looks like someone has been really angry enough to go to that house, force entry, take down the cameras, go in a house where an 84-year-old woman is sleeping, rip her from her bed, abduct her, and at the same time, all this blood everywhere. It's quite a lot of blood, don't you think? Maybe it could have been a nosebleed, I suppose, or that poor lady. It's heartbreaking, isn't it, to think what she might have gone through. It doesn't feel like it's going to have I know it's a horrible thing to say, and we need to keep hope, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to have a happy outcome one way or another. So probably as we are talking about this, the police will be, in this moment in time, they will be investigating. And as I say, the prime suspect at the moment seems to be her son-in-law. But that is just what people are saying. That does not necessarily mean, that there's any truth in that. Is this like a family argument? So he's put another video up there 8 hours ago. Sheriff's helicopter circling low right now over and around Nancy Guthrie's house. Been circling for about 30 minutes. And he has put a video up. Here's the latest on everything. But it's really, there's nothing more than what I've told you. It's the blood outside, the fact that reportedly a ransom note has been received, but it's not been confirmed yet by authorities that it is, a genuine ransom note. I bet all the blooming because of the fact that her daughter is famous, that has created this as such a high profile case. And yeah, when high profile cases, all the nutters come out the woodwork, don't they? They do. We saw it with John Benet Ramsey, people confessing. People, it always amazes me that people confess to crimes that they haven't done, but they do it all the time. It is so regular to do a false confession, and that's another reason why police always keep some information back. Because if they said, oh yeah, we found this and this, she was in this position when we found the body, or a knife was removed from the knife rack. If they give all the details, then when they get a confession, or somebody saying somebody else has done it, that's another thing that happens regularly, isn't it? You get a confession from somebody who wasn't even there, but just do it for, I don't know why they do it, notoriety, attention, whatever the reasons are, or mental illness. They really think they've done it sometimes. And then sometimes you get people phoning in and say, no, my ex-husband did it, or my current husband did it, because they want them out of the way. They want them to be arrested. They want to cause trouble for them. So you get that as well. So if the police release all the information, they've got nothing when they bring that person in for questioning. They've got nothing to say to them. Oh, well, how was she found, for example? And if the person that's falsely confessing says, oh, I left her in a cross position, but actually she wasn't. She was found lying on her side, for example, or they say, oh, I put her in the bathtub and actually they were found on the bed. That gives it, so the police know then that this confession is false because the person does not know the details of the crime. So if they give out the details, they've got they can give out a lot of details, but they've always got to hold some back so that they can then, maybe the manner of death, if they find a body and the body's been strangled, they wouldn't necessarily release that. And then when they're interviewing somebody, they say, well, how did you kill her? And if the person says, oh, well, I hit her over the head with a rock, then they know that that's not true because they've been strangled. So, yeah, that's how it is with this case. The police have released some details, but haven't released, obviously, all the details to keep some things back. But this poor lady, you just think, let me go back to that picture so we can see a picture of her. So this is a picture. So if she was supposed to be going to church that morning, then she isn't completely housebound then, obviously. But, it seems like she's got mobility problems. Maybe she's on the Zimmer frame. And so she couldn't just sort of leave the property in the middle of the night or whatever. But she said that they were worried about her when she didn't turn up at church. So she obviously could get out of the house. She could get out of the house if she really wanted to. But anyway, they're saying specifically she was taken. She did not go alone. She didn't take any of her possessions with her anyway, her phone, her handbag, etc. So why would she leave the house without taking any possessions with her? Old hip. It's funny saying that. I thought I really liked the sheriff when I watched him talking. I thought he was trying his very best to be as transparent and open as possible. I've just about got time to show you a little bit of the press conference, but I haven't got time to show it all. But hopefully I'll be back later to talk about it more. Hopefully, later on when I can come back on, Nancy will have been found safe and well. That would be obviously the perfect scenario. The perfect scenario would be, let's just have a little bit of the press conference. I've only got about 5 minutes and I've got to go. So,
Que donde unos solo ven coches, otros vemos algo más.
¿Qué pasa por tus manos? Todo es distinto cuando te estoy mirando.
Si no es solo un coche, véndelo donde hacemos que valga la pena. Coches.net, tu mejor venta.
Let's just have a little look at what the sheriff had to say.
In terms of what the FBI is doing, we're providing the following support.
Clearly, they will notify you on these, what I call media briefings. So with that, I'm going to ask John to come up. If you've got a statement to say, John, and then we'll take some questions and we'll get back to work.
Hello, I'm John Edwards. My spelling is Jonedwards. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI's office here in Tucson. First, we want the community to know that the FBI is doing everything, the FBI is working alongside the Pima County Sheriff's Department on this incident. In terms of what the FBI is doing, we are providing the following support. Primarily, it's analytical and technical support in the following ways. We're downloading and analyzing cell phones, obtaining cell tower information, conducting interviews, and
Really my briefing, it's your briefing. You'll be able to ask us some questions. We'll probably shut you off after a while because I just can't be here all day. We have work to do. But we'll take some questions, and then in a couple of days, breaks. We'll do this every couple of days. So, and we'll set up with you through our PIO teams to.
So we'll do this every couple of days, he said. Hopefully there won't be many more days. One way or another, this case will be resolved. I hope this lady is okay. If it is the son-in-law that has taken her or whoever it is, this lady, she's 84 years old. 84 years old. And she's definitely got some kind of injury. Well, having said that, all that blood that was at the door could possibly have been the perpetrator's blood, of course. But also she needs medication, which apparently she could die without taking. So I don't know whether it's heart medication or whatever it is. But, you know, she's at the end of the day, 84 years old. You're not going to fare very well, are you, if somebody abducts you? So this is the mysterious case that is sort of gripping America at the moment and, you know, gradually spreading all over the world, really, because so this would be like, you know, that NBC anchor, that'd be like, you know, one of our famous newscasters. I'm trying to think of an example, somebody who reads the news on a regular basis, you know, like Anna Botting or someone like that, someone off the BBC, Suzanne, or the ITV, Susanna Reid, or someone like that. Their mother being abducted, that's why it has created the big stir, apart from the fact it's just amazing that an 84-year-old woman would be abducted from her own bed in the middle of the night. But then also that one of her daughters is a famous newsreader in America. So yeah, imagine if you're in the UK, it would be someone like Susanna Reid, and you know, if you go whatever country you're in, you can imagine if one of your famous newsreaders, if their mother got abducted. I think initially there was thoughts, was it to do with Savannah's job? You know, you know what it's like. There's a lot of crazy people out there. They watch famous people on the TV. Savannah could have said something they didn't agree with, and I'm going to show you. It wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility, would it? But it seems now that is not the case, that the case is possibly or being rumoured that the answers to this lie within the family. Well, time will tell. Only time will tell. The police will be getting on with their investigation. Hopefully, you know, we can only hope, pray that Nancy is found safe and well. It's still not, you know, it's the blood, isn't it, that makes you worry. The blood that was all over the place that makes you worry about her safety, especially, doesn't it? If there hadn't been any blood, well, so it just makes you wonder. So they say she's been abducted, but maybe, you know, something happened to her there in her own home, and whoever the person was that did it have taken, you know, we don't know for certain that she was alive as she even left that residence. All we know is she was taken from it. Whether she was taken from it alive or not, we have to hope that she was, but we don't know for certain. So it's just a question now of where is she? Where is this poor lady? And as I think you said earlier, Bluebell, I hope they're making her comfortable. You know, God, if I was taken away from my comfort zone now at my age, it would be horrible. You know, as you get older, you know, long gone are the days like when you're young, you know, where you can sleep anywhere. You could sleep in a sleeping bag on the 10th floor or whatever. I'd be struggling to do that now. I never liked doing it then. You know, you need your creature comforts around you as you get older, don't you? You do. You get more comfortable, and you need all your bits and pieces close by you, don't you? You can't rough it like you did when you were a teenager and you would, you know, sleep on the sofa or, you know, it's just not like that, is it? This lady is 84 years old. Hi, West Side. Now, I'm sorry, I'm just about going now. I've got to go because I've got some Spanish classes to teach. But nice to see you on here. I will be back. I'm hoping to be back later on today with more news about this. I've got some more news on the Desi Freeman search, and also the 2 inquests that I'm following, Ziello, Little Ziello, and Noah Donahoe over in Northern Ireland. So yeah, hopefully hopefully I'll be back later to talk about it. So yeah, okay, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe. Thank you again to those of you who have sent Ko-fis, etc. for my computer fund. It's pouring down with rain here. I'll have you know, yet again here in Spain, it's rained all through the night. It's freezing. When are we going to get our nice warm weather back? And then I'll be moaning that it's too hot. I do know that. Okay, take care, and let's say a prayer that Nancy is okay wherever she is. I hope they are keeping her comfortable, and I hope they return her to her family soon. This poor, I still, this is the thing I keeps going over in my head is, imagine getting all the way through a long life over 84 years to have this happen to you. You know, all the trials and tribulations you go through in your life, and you keep standing up and carrying on. You go through all the problems that life throws at you, and you get to 84 and you're thinking that you can relax a little bit, and someone comes into your home and spirits you away from your bed. Terrible, disgusting. Okay, take care. I'll see you really soon in the next, I was nearly going to say the next world then, because I was sort of half reading the text. I'll see you again in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Thank you.